Hello there, I'm David Knox and I'm the Global Director of Energy and Sustainability. So I suppose the first thing to say here is even though the UK's left the European Union, we still retain some of the strictest environmental regulations in the world. So for London 4 particularly, I don't think there's much of a change. I mean, the trajectory in which the UK is going is very similar to the EU in terms of stricter deadlines and targets and things like that. The ESOS regulation which the UK has is almost identical in terms of what the equivalent in the European Union is doing, and it's changing at the same pace even. So that alignment retains there, and I think that doesn't really matter so much actually as really if we look back at the global reference design that's in place to allow us as a business to build data centres that are meeting the strictest standards in one of the regions we're in, which probably at this point is the EU but could be the UK similarly, and apply that everywhere. So long as we stick with that design strategy, I think we'll be good, and the sites will be meeting all the regulations and meet our targets and our aspirations to get to net zero by 2045. I suppose just by way of an example of where it's important and why it's really important right from the design stage, you put in your cooling system and the choice of refrigerant, you do that right at the beginning, and it's very difficult to change once you've made the site or constructed it, to go back and change it retrospectively because you perhaps have a different view of what you'd like to put in there. You have to do that up front, and that really impacts the global warming potential impact that any leaks in the refrigerant over, let's say, an operational lifetime of 20 plus years that has. So I think that's really important that it's understood right across the business that you design things for the full lifetime to limit those impacts. So I've already talked about the design process and build process, how important that is to get the fundamentals right and allow you the opportunity to deliver ultimately lower carbon emitting IT infrastructure. It's only when a site comes into operation that really happens, and it requires constant operational excellence to maintain that and deliver those benefits that are effectively set up by the design and build process. So that's really important, and the lower PUEs, the lower emitting refrigerants and things, they're all outputs from that, but they require constant maintenance and operational excellence from the on-site teams to keep that in place. Likewise, things like zero waste to landfill or recycling of the kit that's there on site, it's extremely important to not for us to be sticking stuff in landfill and effectively when it could be recycled. So really important that those activities are maintained as well. And then finally, from a as a Colt perspective, through the CSR initiatives, we encourage lots of our employees to do volunteering days or things like litter picking, tree planting, and in that way we can hopefully add a net positive impact on the communities in which we operate in, and we'll operate in for a long period of time whilst the site is in operation.